What is going on, everybody? Welcome in. Wednesday's Lineman Life is here. And, of course, as you know, I got my co-hosts here, JB, Justin Blaylock.
What's going on?
Kids, urinating tree in the house. And we're going to be talking week 5, folks, because shit is getting real now. Getting real in the battlefield.
Super real.
In the NFL. A lot of things going on, a lot of discussions to be had. Do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Subscribe if this is your first time on the stream, on our live streams here with Lineman Life Live. Man, drama on and off the field in the NFL. Most notably, down in Tampa, our guy Tom Brady, TB12. It appears it has pretty much been confirmed that Tom Brady and Giselle, what's her last name? Bunchen? Have hired divorce lawyers. Now, generally, we try to, stay away from just, the family gossips. But when it comes to Tom Brady, someone that I have a ton of disdain for, I feel like I'll make an exception for him when it comes to this. But what's going on here with my dang?
I think Tom heard you.
Yeah.
He said,
Tom like that.
He said, nah, motherfucker. You're not gonna do that. I've lost my tab that had him and Giselle's story on it. Let me pull it up real quick. Well, we're gonna talk about that because look, nobody knows what's going on in their private life. We see what we see. We see the images. We see, we hear the headlines, but we don't really know what's going on with Tom Brady and Giselle behind closed doors. But I tell you one thing, there's one person on the prowl who's waiting right around the corner.
Oh,
Zach Wilson.
Oh, no.
He's on it.
Oh, dude.
He's on it. He said, don't worry, Giselle, I got you, girl. The motherfucker himself.
Yeah,
dude. You see how well he did the gritty against the Steelers?
Yeah.
That's his mating
been
call.
practicing.
You can tell he's been working on that.
He's been working on that hip thrust. He's been working on them hip thrusts.
Even though he went to BYU, you could tell he's been around some brothers.
Hey, you know what I mean? Got a little bit of that.
Hey, you can't be a quarterback and not be
Didn't
down.
he
Unless
go
you're
to high
Matt
school in
Stafford.
California? Or something like that?
He
looks like a California guy.
He does look like a Cali cat.
Yeah.
Actually, no,
Cali
he's Utah.
kid.
Never mind. I thought he was Cali.
He's from Utah. Okay.
You
Close
know
enough.
what I mean? But obviously, it has been reported that they have both hired divorce lawyers. I don't know how to feel about the situation in regards to like their personal matters, but I do feel that the institution of marriage has kind of lost its backbone to a certain extent because it feels like it's so easy for people to just abandon ship. And I don't know if that's something that's just been part of
because if you cheat, you get canceled. So you have to just divorce. You're just like, oh man. Because back in the 50s, the people would just have it. It would just be infidelity all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you wouldn't lose your job for fucking around.
It's like that dude with the Try Guys. What's his name?
Yeah.
Ed, I think it was.
Now you just got to get a divorce. They're like, look, if you want to put your dick in something new, you got to go through the pain of a divorce. You can't
even when you look at this situation, it can't be that because he decided to unretire, that's the only, is that the core reason as to why, it appears
that
like
was probably it.
You
You just don't know what breaks what the tension or what the end all of everything is, but the timeline suggests that that's probably what it was, that she gave him an ultimatum, and ultimatums don't work.
Ultimatums don't work, especially with athletes like Tom Brady, ultimate competitor. He's not going for that. And it still kind of just blows my mind. So it's that simple. If he doesn't,
he could wait till after the season.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you couldn't. Okay, so I understand. I mean, everybody was kind of like, "What the hell?" When 6 weeks after he retired, he unretires and says, "No, you know what? I'm not leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
He did a Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, they're right.
Go for it." You know what I mean? He's just like, it was an odd thing that he did it, but. Was their relationship already on the rocks to where that was the final straw? Because I feel like if they had a solid marriage, and marriage is rough, it's not easy at all.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You make a lot of compromises. Now I understand she probably made a lot of compromises to be with him, but she's also a world-renowned supermodel. So he would have to make compromises as well because these are two people who are very high profile. She's a billionaire. She got way more money than him. So maybe that has a little bit to do with it where she feels like, hey, it ain't no thing to just walk away from it. And maybe she won't even want no money. Maybe she'll just be like, I'm out. But, that's it's an odd situation for somebody in his position as, legendary quarterback, legendary model. I guess it just shows it don't matter who the hell you marry. That shit's still rough for everybody when things don't
matter.
go well.
Yeah.
I mean, 2020 was rough on everyone, dude. I mean,
Exactly.
2020, divorce rates skyrocketed after the pandemic because they got cooped inside and a lot of people couldn't relate to each other.
Man, you still here?
Motherfucker,
exactly.
I can't stand being around you.
I know people have gotten divorced because of it. So it's one of
Can you
those
just go
situations.
walk
That
around
might
the
be
fucking
it.
block or something? Take out the trash.
And what was this? Was it hold on, so I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. So he retired. The pandemic for them, I'm sure, was not the same as the pandemic for everybody else.
Yeah, but
So
still,
for us normal people,
well, they
probably
still
already
had
got
to work.
somewhere.
They still had to go and do shit.
still had to
Well, I
see
guess
each
he
other
was
every
working.
day.
They were still, practicing. So Not like it
So
was
we don't.
bad
I
for the
guess
rest
at the end of the day, I would look at it and say, well, maybe this explains why he's having a shitty season so far.
He's
He's
had like a hair trigger, right? Every little thing he's flying off.
You see him just blowing up on the field. Tom's just been blowing up like fuck all this shit.
Word of advice,
Lemon.
Tom: keep away from any Microsoft Surface tablets because you will destroy them.
Hey, NFL starting to get pissed about that too. They're like, "Hey, bro, why you keep breaking all our tablets?" Like,
them things cost money.
They're free for us, but
Yeah.
still not a good look.
And now you see when he's doing it like that, you start seeing a couple other players start, kind of abusing their tablets too. Like, hey, but we'll see how it plays out. I guess it's this isn't something that's a huge thing for the NFL, but it could fill in some blanks as to why he's kind of struggling a little bit this season because that definitely affects the mental. That definitely will affect his mental.
This is the ultimate compartmentalizer, I guess, for lack of a better word. Like no matter what's going on, it's focus on next week. 20 years of the Patriot way, not saying shit, just being a fucking android.
Yeah.
And now it's finally, showing.
Now
He's married to the game.
Maybe he's
to
an
face
actual
the
human.
reality.
Yeah, he's married to the game.
Yeah, so we'll keep up. We'll keep up with it somewhat, and
now we
see
got
where
him
it
till
goes.
he's 60.
Yeah, and hey, Tom is gonna be playing. He say, "Fuck it, the game is my life now." He gonna play till he's 70.
Yeah, father time. Father time is a
See
bitch.
if I can, still whip this thing in a wheelchair.
He's got to know that he doesn't have much left in the tank.
Yeah,
you know that.
You could see it against Kansas City. A couple of the shots he took, the way he he got up off the ground like, God, I don't know, fuck it, I might be done.
He can still throw though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
he can still throw, but
he doesn't have a line anymore. It's all injured.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. When the line starts to deteriorate and you got injuries, it changes because he wasn't getting hit the last couple of years. Now he's getting hit. Now you're gonna feel how old you are.
That make that not fun.
Yeah. And okay, so let's move on. So also, and I thought this was something that kind of was a surprise in the NFL. We had a retirement that just kind of came out of left field. old Jaguars Duval quarterback Blake Bortles. You know, his claim to fame, I guess, he took the Jags to the AFC Championship game in 2017. That was probably his best season in the NFL. I mean, without a doubt. He was a game manager, a pretty solid game manager that year. Never had a great arm, but, made plays here and there. But Blake Bortles had the most Blake Bortles retirement announcement of all time. This is Barstool Sports. This is him letting people know that he already retired when they're asking him about, hey, so, you're going to be ready to, go in if somebody calls you, wants you to come in. Let's listen to this clip. It's about 2 minutes, and then we'll discuss.
It is our good friend, Blake Bortles. One question with the quarterback, Blake Bortles. My question is, we had a little bit of a discussion, possibly people reaching out to you to see if you could, train, come in, maybe be a backup. How are you? Are you in good shape?
Hey, look at his face. He's like,
He's like, what the hell?
okay,
How do I get around this?
Boy, what the hell are you talking about?
he's like, okay,
Well, first of all,
so
I mean,
I'm retired.
if you look at the palm trees, I don't think he really cares about playing.
he got a
Look
little,
at his
little,
face. Yeah.
If he's in Jacksonville, which I think he probably is in Jacksonville here because you see the little waterway behind him, that would be the intercoastal area where he lives at, which he did have a house out there in the intercoastal when he was in Jacksonville. So let's keep going.
life's good.
Are
man.
you ready to be signed by a team? Maybe even the Patriots. Hank is trying to hog all the Blakes.
I did. I heard Hank mention that the other day, and I appreciate that, Hank. I have not touched a football since January.
And you believe him too, because he
Yeah.
didn't have great work ethic. That was one of the
No.
knocks on him in Jacksonville. It's like he doesn't like practicing. It's like, hey, which to be fair,
Yeah, shit sucks.
none of us are the right.
Yeah.
It's a lot worse for us though.
Hell yeah.
Those
We don't
motherfuckers
get-
out
we
here
get-
like Anthony
he don't
Davis.
get hit. He don't get hit
Nah.
during practice. We do.
Wait, you guys work out in the offseason?
I'm sure memorizing all those plays is not fun, especially some, when they install a new offense or some
Oh,
shit.
yeah,
You're like,
man.
whatever, dude.
I mean, if he went to like Green Bay, for example, he has to learn a whole new playbook, cadence, sets. I mean, that's got to be a pain in the ass.
And you gotta be ready for some guy to go down, like
Terminology is the hardest part because everybody does the same things, but they all call it something different.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the old XYZ.
Yeah. Yeah.
But still.
it's the same. Yeah.
We'll cut that. We'll
Cost
cut that.
right.
You can start
Slightly
We'll
above
cut that. We'll cut. You
average.
can start over. Start
Start
over.
over. What are you doing?
Start over.
Wait. Blake, do you have? Is there a
Wait,
football?
that's your question. Are you,
Oh,
be
shit,
careful.
shit. But I've got another.
No,
good
you
question.
can't. Be careful.
Big Cat, do you think that maybe there's a football in Blake's backyard that he's in right now that he could just go over and touch? So he could be like, yeah, I touched a football this morning.
I don't know. I wish I could ask him.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, the way he's looking at the camera, he's like, motherfuckers, I ain't a football within 10 miles of me right now. Shit.
Next question. guys.
I quietly didn't tell anybody I retired.
I think the NFL
like-
retired him.
Oh, man.
Months ago, probably just didn't tell anyone. So I guess you guys are kind of the first to hear it publicly, maybe.
Wait, you quiet quit.
Wait, now
You quiet quit the NFL.
quiet
You have to ask a good follow-up. You have to ask a follow-up
Quiet
on
said and
this.
done.
This is an exclusive.
Jesus Christ. Now there's a lot of pressure. Blake, hypothetically, for $15 million, 2-year contract, would you consider coming out of retirement to join either the New England Patriots or the Denver Broncos? I know you're familiar with Nathaniel Hackett's system.
No.
Absolutely. 2 for $15 million. I'd be there in a heartbeat.
Okay, so we really fucked ourselves. But hey, Hank, what's your question? Ask
How was
about
your
the
Saturday?
No.
It was great.
Billy, do you have a question?
Billy, go ahead. You have a question.
Hey, he's living his best life.
He won.
He's living his best
Yeah.
life. He
Yeah,
said,
he
I'm
won a
gone. He got a pack of Marlboro Reds on the table in front
Got
of
his
him. He
pension,
said, Man,
got
I'm
all that
done.
money.
Dude, he got a big
Everything.
extension, 3 years buyout. I think he got like what, 15, 20 million or like 30 million?
Oh, you talking about in Jacksonville?
Yeah, I remember he got that extension.
Oh, they
after
gave
2016.
55 million.
Dang.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's doing all right.
It'd be all
He's
smiles
good.
too.
He Gucci. So, congrats to Blake Bortles on his retirement.
Good on him, man.
Hey, good on him. He had good years, some good years as a starter. Played his role as a backup, in Green Bay for a few years they had him up there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he
good
just
for
collected
him.
checks.
That's a
I think he
great.
played
That's
for
a
the
great
Rams
gig.
for a hot
man.
minute too.
Anytime the goal for any player in the NFL is to get that pension first.
Yep.
That's the first big goal.
Once I knock that out,
Because some teams will try to stop you from getting that. They do that shit, man. Like I remember we had a guy when I was in Jacksonville, I don't remember his name, but we had a guy who had 2 years in on active. And the way you get the way the NFL calculates it is if you have to be on the active roster for 3 weeks for it to be accredited season. So they give you an accredited season, you get 4 accredited seasons, you got your pension. And there are guys who this guy was he had it 3 years credited. He was a guy who wasn't always on active. Sometimes he'd be on active, sometimes they'd have him on practice. He'd been bouncing around in the league for like maybe 5 or 6 years. And he was literally on our active the first 2 weeks of the season. He only needed one more game on active to get his pension. They cut him.
Oh my goodness.
I've seen that happen with Tyrod Taylor. Remember it back in Buffalo, I think 2016, there was like a bonus that would trigger an extra year in his contract if they let him play. But they decided to not let him play in case he got injured, which there was a clause where it would force him to extend the contract. So there's also that sort of stuff too.
Oh, all the time.
They do it, man. And it's
I've seen guys someone counting people's plays, like to make sure they don't get enough plays to activate some different
Some type of bonus.
some shit. Anything you can think of.
That's analytics.
We had a defensive end, Bobby McCray. Bobby McCray against Pittsburgh in 2007 had 3 sacks in the first half. If he got one more sack, he was going to get a $2.5 million bonus. 4 sacks in one game. They pulled him at halftime and didn't play him the rest of the game.
Damn.
He was the start and the end. It's like, yo, what are you doing?
You did too well.
Yeah, you're playing so well that you're going to affect our free agent, our salary cap. So we're going to go ahead and pull you out. But
bonus money goes against the cap. That's fucked up.
Actually,
I don't think it goes against
I don't
the
know.
cap.
I don't know if it does, to be honest. I was just talking.
Either way,
but
it's
still it's messed up that you're counting his sacks on his contract to not give him money. That's crazy. So, anyways. Congrats to Blake Bortles. Got his retirement. Cole Beasley, also another player who retired. His excuse was, my wife gave me an ultimatum too.
Yeah, but he folded.
Yeah, she ain't no billionaire, so I got to pay her.
Yeah.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
He came back and he
like,
got
I'm
in the
Cole
game with. He got in a game with the Bucks, and he was just like, you know what, I'm done. I'm good.
He's like, I don't look like Tom Brady. I ain't gonna get
maybe we get the Super Bowl, but not like
he got through that. He got through one practice and was like, "Nah, I'm good.
Said,
not for league minimum." Fuck
I'm the best receiver out here. I ain't doing this shit.
That dude would come up with some catches, man. Cole Beasley when he was on the Cowboys.
Yeah, he did.
He was good with the Cowboys. He was really good.
Yeah, real good. The Cowboys, real good with the Bills too.
He was really good with the Cowboys. He was good with the Bills too. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he took the game to. I mean, he maximized his abilities for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and get into these picks, ladies and gents. Y'all know what time it is now. Taking a look back real quick here, week 4. My pick scores for week 4. I got 8. I was 50%. Got 8 out of the 16 games. missed on the LA Niners, missed on the Jags, missed on the Falcons, missed on the Titans, missed on the Broncos, the Lions.
Yeah.
So 500 for the week. 500 for the
rough.
week. I'll take it. But now we're in week 5, and the drama grows in the NFL because some teams are getting it done. Some teams are starting to fall by the wayside. Inconsistencies are starting to show, and you'll start seeing some separation between the top tier teams and teams that are still trying to find their way, find their identity. But let's go ahead and jump into this here. First game up, Colts at Denver.
Oh, ugly football going to get played here.
Thursday night football. Have fun with that.
Thursday nighter too. Yeah, that's rough. In Denver, high altitude. It's hard to play in that when that game. I played in Denver twice in my
Bring
career.
your oxygen.
And for the first half, it's some shit. Like, not gonna lie, my very first time playing there, I was on my rookie year. I was on special teams. This was like maybe our 3rd or 4th game of the season, and no, this was like because we were on a 6-game or 5-game winning streak when we got to them. So this was our 6th game of the season, or something like that. And I was on kickoff return. This is when we had the wedge.
The fuck?
For those of y'all who
God.
those of y'all who
Banned the
don't
wedge
know,
yet?
hey, the wedge wasn't banned. The wedge will be banned the next year. But one play, kickoff return. I didn't hit nobody. I ran like maybe 30 yards, 40 yards the whole play. Didn't hit nobody because the kickoff return went away from me. And I got to the sideline and I thought I was gonna pass out. And this was one play, the first play of the game. I was like, yo, what is it? So, because obviously as a young rookie, I don't know what this altitude shit is. So I was struggling. And then the next year as a starter, our first drive of the game, I'm damn near like, yo, I'm gonna tap the fuck. I need somebody to come in and sub me out. It was, the air's so thin and it just affects you immediately. Now it takes about 2 quarters and then you adjust, you're fine. It's not a big deal anymore. But for the Colts who play indoor, going into the elements with high altitude in Denver, that's going to be something they're going to have to deal with. They don't have Jonathan Taylor this week, I believe. I think he's out, right?
Still out.
Yeah, Taylor's out. Russell Wilson might be out too.
Really?
Yeah, they said like he's having issues practicing. They'll try to play, but like he's out. No Javonte Williams. He's out for the year.
He's out for the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
Jonathan Taylor's my damn. That was my first overall
your
pick.
fantasy guy.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Now it's over with. My fantasy team is fucking shot.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like the home team should be able to pull this out if they got Russell. If they don't got Russell Wilson,
who is the backup there? They traded away Drew Lock, obviously. Is it me? Am I the back?
Blake Bortles?
No, it's Case Keenum.
Save the day. Case Keenum. Shit.
No,
Dude,
it's not Broncos. Keenum's with the Bills.
2 years for $15 million. I'll go. I'll play quarterback.
Yeah.
For real. Easy.
How hard could that shit be?
Backup
Hey,
QB
quick
is
out.
Brett Rippon. He's their backup. I didn't realize he was still with the Broncos.
Hey, Brett Rippon. I don't know who the hell that is, but
Oh,
He
that's
played
Mark
he
Rippon's
started a year in 2020.
nephew.
Mark Rippon's nephew?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he has like 1 start. So
who? I don't know. This is a tough game to call because of obviously you got injuries, but also both teams are playing like kind of like shit.
mm-hmm.
I guess in that with those things being on the table, I guess. Look, fuck the Colts. I'm going with Broncos. Oh man, what do y'all think?
Golly. I didn't know about Russell Wilson until just now.
And that's big too. That does kind of change things.
I checked again. He says he has no game status right now, so he's still
day to day.
Yeah,
as Bill Belichick would say.
Mm-hmm.
Eesh.
And it's shoulder too.
I mean, without Jonathan Taylor, yeah.
Shoulder?
I can't see it.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
saying shoulder.
Did it happen in the last game? I didn't.
Must have, because it's like, because I've been seeing it like on the
Did he
league
come out?
roundup when I was doing my vid. No, I don't think he did, but
Okay,
it just said popped up on the injury report. So
Damn, that's interesting. I still, I guess I'm going to go with Denver as well, I guess. I don't really. I mean, I'm pulling for Matt, but that's it.
Yeah, Matt, look, I don't know. For some reason, the Colts offensive line is not playing very well this year. They're kinda,
Everyone thought that was going to be a strength for them, and
I thought that was their strength. And it's not. They're not playing very well.
They kind of trash.
Nelson and Kelly have been really disappointing this year.
I've been seeing Quentin Nelson get
Rocked, like moved right back into Matt Ryan a couple times.
Yep.
I know Jaguars did that. They did that with some consistency against him. So, it's a tough situation for him to be in. He's not a mobile quarterback like that, but if you give him time, and I was saying this even when he was in Atlanta, because I mean, out here in Atlanta, people would always be talking shit. I'm like, look, that boy can throw. You give him time, he's going to deliver the ball. But if you don't give him no time, I mean, he's going to get crushed because he's not getting out of the pocket.
he throws it fast, but no one can throw it that fast.
Yeah.
This is just catching like throwing a fucking dart.
Yeah.
Well, now it seems like today's NFL, like their answer to not having a line is just mobility. Like just run for your life.
We'll just break the
Get
chain.
your ass out there. Yeah.
As soon as you catch it, just run.
Whatever. Kyler Murray can run around for 15
Daniel
seconds.
Jones. That's what they're like. Look, we didn't address the offensive line, Daniel. Just run, okay?
Yeah, just
figure it out.
Yeah.
Make something happen.
You tough, right? You'll be all right.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bears are a perfect example of that too. Like, we're not even going to look at our O-line. Even
Golly.
though it's the worst unit in the NFL.
They said he's been sacked at a higher rate than David Carr was.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way to ruin a QB.
Like this kid's they're gonna ruin him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
He went to the
Go ahead.
worst place he could have gone, and I wasn't a big Fields fan to begin with, but they have done him no favors.
None.
They just leaving him out to dry. And I mean, and it looks like he can't throw the ball.
He's
Really,
not accurate.
He's not accurate, and part of his accuracy issues has to do with the fact that he's never throwing from a comfortable space.
Right.
He's always throwing in a frantic, panicked demeanor.
I got people on me before I hit my back foot. The 3-step drop. Like, how are you here already? We got the
crazy
spammers.
All right, so I think
the bots.
I think we feel like this is a weird game, but I think we can all consensus on the Broncos. Assuming they have Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, if they had Jonathan Taylor, I might lean Colts, but I don't know if Nyheim Hines is going to be able to take on that full workload with the line issue. So I'm going Broncos. It's going to be a very ugly game. It's going to be like 7-5 or
That's
like
right.
8-3, something like that.
That's
Iowa.
right.
Pretty much.
It'll be a baseball score.
All right.
Iowa's
All right,
been
next
so
game
bad.
up.
Watch it be a
We
bar
got
better. somehow.
Miami in New York. The Jets coming off of a improbable upset win over Cleveland. I mean, who saw that shit happening? I'm pretty sure we all missed on that call from last.
Actually, with Pittsburgh, dude, I had that going all the way. I saw that coming a mile away. They do that at least once a year.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah.
It's cool.
Right.
You were right. They did upset the Jets too, but I mean, but like with Pittsburgh, as I said, I was clamoring that all last week. I'm like, dude, this is what the Steelers do.
This is what the Steelers do. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they're even that good this year, but there's never been a moment where it's like, wow, this team's really dominant. It's like they had issues, their defense bent, and Zach Wilson, I mean, I think he had his first real big boy like final drive. He did all right.
Yeah,
he put a solid late game drive together to get them the opportunity to win it. Miami don't got Tua. He's done for this week. He's ruled out, which I mean, who's surprised? Nobody's gonna be surprised about that.
He good. He good. Put him in.
That's all right.
What if Miami was like, so he's cleared to play this week?
Yeah, I mean, didn't you hear he watched McGruber on the airplane ride home?
Yeah, he's good. He's good, coach.
Yeah, it's his back. It's okay. He's good.
This game, my cat said I can play.
You know what I mean? So you're gonna have Teddy Bridgewater in there. Teddy Bridgewater is serviceable. He's just one of those quarterbacks who don't ask him to go and win the game with a dominant performance. Ask him to manage the game, and he'll make a couple of key plays that will help push you over the top. But you're gonna have a great effort from your defense to make sure they give, are able to, hold the Jets from scoring too many points. I mean, Miami has a good D, but what are their injuries looking like on defense? I think they had couple of guys who were.
I think I saw Xavier Howard's day-to-day.
Yeah, he had a hamstring, I think, in the last game.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a lot of people go down in that
Buffalo game.
The game before that, because they played 90 plays in a fucking sauna, and then they turned around 4 days later and played again.
That is so hard. And I feel them cats because I've had those games. I mean, I remember we had a game in Jacksonville early in the season where one of our drives was like 22 plays. And I was like, bro. Bruh. I stopped. I mean, we didn't even know. We got to the sideline. Our O-line coach comes walking over with the card. He says, "Real Brubaker, boys. Real Brubaker, 22 plays." I'm like, it's that defense. I'm over here like, hey, defense got to let them get a couple first downs. Hey, we can't have no 3 and outs. I can't go back out there already. Shoot. Defense comes out, 3 and out. Defense all hype coming off the field. And I'm like, shit. I'm taking a knee.
Good job, guys.
Sons of bitches. We told y'all, hold it, bend but don't break, goddammit.
Bend but don't break.
I just need a TV timeout, something. Shit.
Okay, so the Jets, this is a team that's not consistent, but I mean,
I'm not ready to pick them.
I'm not ready to pick them to be the winner.
Hard
I'm going to go with Miami.
Yeah, me too. I'm going with
Zach
Miami.
Wilson's probably been sliding in Giselle's DMs all week.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He ain't going to be focused on the game. He ain't going to be focused. All right, next game up, we got Steelers at Buffalo.
Woof.
Look, I mean, we kind of know Steelers are in a transitional period right now. And they got Pickett I think Pickett's the starter now, right?
Check it to Pickett. Here's his schedule coming up. At Buffalo versus Tampa, at Miami, at Philadelphia, then the bye week.
Defense.
That's the way to go. This team has a good chance of going 1-7. And the Steelers are going to the Tank Bowl.
Hey, they put my boy out to the wolves. Literally, he's going to be playing against probably the top. 4 out of the top 5 top defenses in the NFL, probably.
I mean, Tomlin's just trying to save a season, and Pickett at least gave the offense a spark. Trubisky, like he's Trubisky, like he's quality
Trubisky,
backup. He's a guy who's, if you ask him to play in a pinch or two, he'll do all right. If he's your full-time starter, you got issues.
Yeah, and look, Trubisky would have been a good quarterback if he would have got drafted somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears ruined him the same way they're ruining Justin Fields.
Where good QBs go to die.
Yeah, that's where new QBs go to die. Shoot, I mean, it's not looking good it wasn't looking good for him from the start, really. He didn't look there was no spark about him, no energy about him when he was on the field to me.
He looked timid. He looked very timid.
Yeah.
His line's a little iffy too, but he was not taking downfield shots. He was missing open receivers.
Worried about
a lot of check downs. It was more like conservative, and it was just very bland and uninspired. Some of that has to do with the play calling, but at the same time, it was like,
You got to make it your own. You know what I mean? You have to put your own style into the game. And if you're afraid of making a bad pass, then all your passes are going to look.
I'm going to go down swinging.
Making a bad pass.
I'm going down swinging. I'm airing that bitch out.
Straight to the end zone. It wasn't a go route. I threw it anyway.
The Rex Grossman.
Good old sexy Rexy.
Yep. He's going to throw it deep and overthrows his receiver about 30 yards.
Right, so
look at the arm strength, though.
Yeah. Let's see the arm.
You see that spiral?
This is my tryout for the next team. Throw that bitch 70 yards.
So, I'm pretty sure. I mean, this is unfortunately maybe Tree's picking Pittsburgh out of loyalty, but I think
No, it's
Buffalo's
Buffalo
fine.
all the way. I mean, they're going to
Yeah.
win by like 30. It's going to get rough.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Minka might be out. He's injured. Hayward's having issues with injuries. Terrell Edmonds is in concussion protocol. Our linebacking core has issues. They had trouble stopping the New York Jets. How are you going to stop Josh Allen?
Yeah.
It's going to get ugly.
Von
Like,
Miller's
I'm
gonna
going
have
to need
12
some drinks
sacks.
for that one.
Kyle Donovan for $10. Congrats to Blake on the retirement. That 2017 season was fun to watch. Duval. Appreciate that there. It's Scout About. Who do you draft? Would you draft a QB if you get a top 3 pick? UT.
I say that would be it depends how Pickett plays. Like if Pickett plays like shit, they may end up picking a quarterback. But for the most part, if he shows flashes like he did last week, I think they'll try and keep him around for another year. They might go with a Will Anderson instead.
What round did they take Pickett in?
First round. He was 20th.
Bottom of the
Yeah,
first.
he was the first
Oh.
quarterback taken in the
Yeah,
first
like
round.
it was like they said the
Oh.
quarterback class was weak, and then like Corral was projected to be a number 1, Sam Howell was projected to be a number 1, Malik Willis was projected to go up there. None of them went until at least the 3rd round.
Okay, so I memean, generally a first round pick ain't going nowhere for at least the first 2 years.
Unless you're
No,
Arizona and you throw Josh Rosen under the bus.
See ya. Yeah, we just drafted you last year, and then we drafted another one the year after.
And you traded assets to get him, and that wide receiver they got with the pick for Rosen, they just waived him. So
Oh,
Wow.
so it was
Total
it
bust.
was
GM should be gone.
total fuck. Yeah.
well,
GM
they just extended him. So no.
Oh wow.
and that's why that franchise is going nowhere fast. All right, next up we got Texas at Jacksonville. I'm going with my Jags. Last week was a little bit of an anomaly. Trevor Lawrence just, he's going to work on ball handling, I'm sure, all week this week in practice.
Well, they were playing in like a fucking monsoon.
They were playing in a crazy game. I played in a crazy rain game. We had Blaine Gabbert as a rookie against Carolina. A fucking hurricane comes through middle of the second quarter. I'm talking about Mojo got tackled running on a play, and he slid from the numbers to the sideline.
Wow.
Didn't stop, just kept going. And
That actually sounds like fun.
And the first thing that happened when the rain got crazy was snaps started getting fumbled. We fumbled a snap, like first play of our drive. And it was just that quick because when that ball gets wet for a quarterback, quarterbacks try to keep their hands dry, right? But what happens when the towel you're wearing is soaked? The towel that the center has on
is soaked.
is soaked. You can't dry your hand on anything. And then he puts the ball in the water, even when the ref is standing there with the towel over the ball. Well, what does the ref do when he puts the ball down? He just puts it right under, he put it right into a puddle of water. So that, ball handling is an issue, especially for young players, young quarterbacks, when you have to play in those kind of conditions where, obviously that can cost you. And you had
got to
4 fumbles.
Deflate the ball a little bit so you can get a better grip.
That's what Tom would do. That's what Tom. Oh, Stuart Schweiger.
There we
Former
go.
Raider.
Hey, what's up?
In the chat.
Stu.
What's up, Stu? What's going on, man?
We loving them wet balls.
Also very good at ball handling. Fuck you, Stu. Hey, I'll shoot you a link, Stu, if you want to jump in. You can jump in with us. Texans, no wins yet. 2-1?
3-1.
4
They
or
trash.
3-1. 3-1.
No, Mel probably be
But clearly, I expect Jaguars to rebound from that loss against the Eagles. This is going to be a formidable team. I mean, I'm not saying the playoffs yet just because, you still got to play the games, but the way the division looks, hey, I'll put my money on them cats. Hey, I feel comfortable with that. So I'm going with Jacksonville. Are we consensus on that this time, motherfuckers?
Yeah, I think so.
Who gonna pick the Texans?
Yeah. The Jacksonville's got to win.
Okay,
I wanted
so
better
Jags
for
on
Lovey.
that.
I wanted way better for Lovey, but it's
Oh man, Lovey, he knows what time it is, man. Lovey is in a literal stopgap position.
They're the tank of tanks.
It's a tank.
He's just keeping
tanking situation.
Josh McCown's seat warm until the climate.
They're letting him get that coach experience so the fan base doesn't riot when they hire him.
He's going back and he's asking for the Brian Flores deal. Now, look, can I get a couple million for every loss?
Man. You know,
I will deliver. I will deliver.
Don't say that to Cal McNair. He will do it.
Wolfgang for $2. Duval, yes sir. We getting that one. So we got that game. Next game up here.
Chargers.
We got the Chargers at Cleveland. Ooh, Cleveland's coming off of a bad loss last week, huh?
Yeah.
The Chargers, they're coming off of beating, almost losing to the Texans. Well, not really almost losing, but making it way too close for comfort. But they got the win, and it was actually a solid game for Justin Herbert. Jacoby Brissett, he's got to hang on here. You got to hang on.
Hey, 8 more weeks.
Just keep these cats near or at 500 because, once Deshaun Watson comes back, it'll be a different story for these cats. Now for this game, I don't know. What do y'all think? I think this is a close game because now you got Myles Garrett is back in practice, so he might play this week.
I was about to ask that question.
Yeah, he's back in practice. He practiced today. I don't know who they have back from whatever injuries they have on their roster in LA, but Cleveland is not. I mean, Cleveland is it's not a hard place to play, but it's not. I mean, it's like any away game. Like they can have the crowd has their moments where they can get rowdy. I played there a few times. We played there. My 4th year, and it was last game of the season. Win and we get in Jacksonville. Win and we get in, and it was negative 13 degrees wind chill.
Nah, bro. See y'all
and
next year.
Hey,
See y'all next year.
We lost by 2 points. We was like, hey, we don't give a fuck. Let's get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Shit. But it's this is obviously different time of the year. Not freezing yet, but it's getting chilly out there. LA team playing in comfortable weather, having to go across to the East Coast or Midwest. I don't know. I think I want to go with I'm going with LA. I'm still going with LA.
LA is the better team. I think they can overcome the bullshit,
Allen's still out.
I haven't heard anything on him.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks for a hammy. What's that shit ripped off the bone?
I mean, AJ Green had a hammy injury. Like that was supposed to be like a week or two a couple years ago. He was out for the whole season.
True.
Those things, hamstrings are finicky.
Hammies will put a receiver out for.
I've never been fast enough to have hamstring issues.
Hey, I pulled my Hey, I tell you what, I pulled my hamstring. I pulled my hamstring in. I think this was in OTAs one year. Just running downfield, I was just like,
You never know when the hammy comes for you, man.
When the hammy pulls, you know what the hardest thing is? The hardest thing is lifting your knees, because as soon as you lift that knee and start to extend that leg, you just feel it just pinch, and when it pinches, you're done. You can't run off it.
No.
So I mean, for receivers, obviously that's
what they do.
Game is all about. So, anyways, keep moving on here. We got, and this is a game. This is a huge game here for both these teams. This is a must-win in divisional too. Divisional matchup. Bengals at Baltimore. Baltimore has shown that they can't close anybody out right now.
No.
And honestly, they've blown what? They blew two or three score leads.
Big time lead.
Two, 3 score leads in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh man. Cincinnati's not the team you want to do that against.
Nope.
I mean, they're kind of getting their shit together in Cincinnati. So Baltimore, and you can see now at the seams. Baltimore is beginning to unravel a little bit. 4 weeks in, like I said, guys, at week 4, you start to realize what your team is. And because that is the portion of the season, the first quarter of the season, it sets the tone for the rest of the season. So by week 4, you begin to know whether your team is truly like in this or not.
Mm-hmm.
And Baltimore is such a polarizing team right now, because on one side you see Lamar Jackson, you see what he can do at his best. He might be the best player in the NFL overall.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side of that, the structure of this team and the foundations of the game plan, their style, it's not. It requires certain things to happen all the time for it to be successful.
Well, you got to be in a lead early. Can't come back on people.
And what they've been doing is they get a big lead, and then they just get routed because, and I think that it has more to do with their offense gets figured out too fast.
It gets predictable. It gets kind of chicken shit. And that's the Greg Roman offense in a way. Like, you get out to this huge lead, and then you get kind of conservative, and then you realize they're starting to come back. You try to restart it, but
they're not really
mistakes.
built like,
and that's too hard. It's so hard to restart, to regather momentum after you've given it up is, oh man, it's so like, I mean, and Justin, it means there's some games where everything starts off well, then you have one series that goes like shit. And then the offense, then their team capitalizes on it, and then you get the ball back, and then there's like a turnover, and then next thing you know, all the plays that worked in the beginning, they don't work no more.
Yeah, that first series, like, oh, no big deal, we're up big. What's 1-3 and out, and then the next time out, like, oh fuck, we just threw an interception or just fumbled. Okay, we'll pick it up next time.
We good, we good, we good. Defense goes out. Gives up a score almost immediately.
Like, oh,
you're like, shit.
We actually got to play. Let me put my fucking gloves back on.
And then coaches' assholes get puckered so tight, they don't even know what plays to call. They start just calling just dumb shit. You're like, yo, man, what are we doing? What are we doing? So it can it flips just like that. And Baltimore has shown.
We haven't run that since camp.
For real. What? You want to run a triple reverse pass? Motherfucker, they just tied the game up.
You want to run the Statue of Liberty play?
Yeah. Annexation of Puerto Rico? Come on, guys. Let's get serious here. Just run the ball. Help us out.
But I guess looking at this, and for me, I can't trust Baltimore. So I'm going with Cincy on this.
Same here. I'm going Cincy.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
I'm going with Baltimore.
I can't trust the lead. And they always lose at home. They've lost 6 straight at home.
It's 50-50.
They've lost 6 straight at home?
I think so.
Goodness gracious.
I remember reading that.
I do like Cincy in this, but I had no idea about wow.
I'm the only one saying Baltimore?
I mean,
okay.
Good teams don't do that.
Yeah, you're riding solo on this one, cuz.
I feel like they're even in that Baltimore, if they're at home, then that's.
Remember 2017.
Lamar can just do one more thing.
Cincy on the road, Tyler Boyd touchdown from Andy Dalton that ruined them from the playoffs.
Red Rocket.
I think Harbaugh is starting to kind of. I think his grip on that locker room is starting to slip.
He's past his expiration date.
I think that you're now in like the 3rd season in a row where a team that does have a lot of talent, but is missing talent in a couple of key spots like wide receiver, you're beginning to see that this system that he got all these guys to buy into on offense, this whole, downhill option run and RPO, I think it's kind of lost its luster with the players and even the quarterback himself, I think. So I think that, and you look, Marcus Peters was ready to whoop this motherfucker's ass. And when that happens, that is the symptom of something that has been occurring, something that's been building up over probably since training camp, maybe earlier. Might be a little bit of disdain from key players like Marcus Peters, who was a key player on that team, And other players will, some players usually will share that sentiment. So I think that's something that we'll keep an eye on because it'll happen again. Something will happen again. Something will be said in his direction, in Jim Harbaugh's direction about John Harbaugh's direction about his ability to lead this franchise. And that's when you can start counting his days because
13 weeks left. There's going to be another incident.
So 3-on-1 going with Cincy against Baltimore. 5 points is the lone Baltimore dissenter.
Mm-hmm. I'm the only one.
I hope Lamar goes off and gets his money, but
Lamar's still. Even in their losses,
I guess two things could be true. So
he's still having a great game, but it's like people will forget about that because of the end of the game. So, all right, next game up, we got the Raiders going into Kansas City. Kansas City kind of found their mojo again, beating up on Tampa Bay last week. I think this one's pretty easy for me. Kansas City's going to win this game.
Yeah, can't see going.
Raiders are playing from a position of weakness right now. They just don't have. They don't have their chemistry isn't set. They have a subpar head coach. I think everybody agrees with that.
Yeah, sus
and sus as hell. And that magic that they found last season, it's kind of it's worn off. We're not
dying.
Yeah, they had something to rally around with all the off-field struggles. For lack of a better word. But
that was a rallying point from last year. That was a rallying point. So I think we're all set on that. Next game up. Interesting game here. I think this is a good opportunity for Detroit. Detroit at New England. New England playing with their third quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Who they have last week? Who they go up against last week?
Green Bay.
Green Bay, right?
Yeah,
it was a close.
Took them to OT.
Took them to overtime. Yeah, overtime, right? Green Bay is not. Green Bay is a little bit of a sus 3-1 themselves. So, I won't. That gives them a little bit of that gives them something there with New England, but Detroit is right there, man. I want to see this team do well. They're right there. They're right there every week. They're right there. They just need a little bit better from their defense. They need a lot better from their defense.
Little better.
They gave up 48 last week.
Hey, and you know what? And my former teammate is their defense coordinator, Aaron Glenn. AG, man, come on, bro. You got to get them boys moving because, man, them boys gave up like 100 points in 2 weeks.
That dude was a beast for the Patriots, right? Aaron Glenn?
Aaron Glenn, Old Jets and Texans player, I remember.
Hell yeah. AG was a baller. But
can't make
that
chicken salad out of chicken shit.
You know what I mean? If they can't hold the team under 40 points each week, shit's gonna be hard. But their offense is somehow, their offense is scoring 40 points a week, damn near. So it's tale of two sides, tale of two cities, I guess. But I'm not really sure. I think it'll be a high scoring game. I'm not really sure. I don't know that the home team has an edge here with home field advantage necessarily. This Detroit team has more talent on offense than I would say the Patriots have. But again, it comes down to the defenses. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go with Detroit. I think they can pull this out. I hope I'm right. This is probably their last chance to put themselves in a position to have a winning season or a winning record or a 500 record. They need to get this win, put themselves on the course to keep, to actually feel the fruits of their labor because you can see that this is a much different Detroit team than it's ever been, at least in the last decade. And you start to lose the confidence when you continue to have these games where they are right there to win it and they can't win it. That breaks you down after a while. Then you start to slide backwards. So I'm gonna go with them on this one. But this is the last damn time. Shit, I'm gonna win.
That's one of the toughest things to learn, though, as a perennial cellar dweller, is how to put those games away. And that's usually the
Finishing
last thing
games,
that
yeah.
comes. I know
Yeah.
it's hard as fuck. I'm with you. I really hope they figure it out. I mean, they're fun to watch. I think they're going to take this one just because, I mean, you got to beat third string quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't even have
Yeah,
receivers.
Yeah. And and the Patriots ain't got no wideouts. So,
I mean, you're playing
maybe,
again,
maybe this defense can hold them to like 30 instead of 40.
28 to 42.
I mean, if you give up 30 points to Matt Patricia's offense and Bailey's happy, then I think you need to go back to the playbook, no matter if you win or lose.
Yeah. No, that's real talk. Real talk. So I think what do you 5? You want who you picking? You going with New England too, or are you going with New England, or are you going with Detroit? It's a hard. It's not that simple a pick.
Yeah. No, it's not as easy. This is like the hardest one to call that we've been presented with. Probably New England, because I mean they took the Packers to the brink. I mean, took it to overtime with the third string, and Detroit can't stop nobody from scoring. I'm sorry, but that model of trying to outrun people, somebody's gonna slow you down at some point. So I think New England got this for me.
All right, so what we got? Three Detroit, 1 New England.
Yep, I'm gonna be the different dude today.
The contrarian.
Okay, Skip Bayless.
All right.
Oh, Dan Young for $20. In all of your opinions, if the Eagles beat the Cards and the Cowboys in consecutive weeks, where could you honestly see their record at the end of the season? I wish we could have had both Uche and Justin on a Philly roster. Ooh, Justin left guard, Uche right guard. That shit would have been nasty.
Hey, I mean, if the money's right, I'm not doing shit.
If the money's right, I'll come in there and spot guys.
I'll give you about 3 series a game.
I give you about 8 plays a game.
But the caveat is they all got to be on the goal line.
Yeah. Short yardage, goal line, that's all I'm in for.
Quarterback
fire it off.
Chat there, Dan. Appreciate you there. Look, man, I think Philly's in a good position because they have on the face, it's not a weak division, NFC.
In the face.
But it's not necessarily proven that it is a strong division because as we see each year, team like the Cowboys, they usually got a soft schedule. New York's been winning. They've been winning ugly, but they haven't also played anybody that's that good either. So, the Eagles, they're legit 4-0. I mean, you can't knock that. But man, I mean, I wouldn't mind playing for Philly back, but I hate their field. Oh, I didn't like their field.
Ooh, I'm going through their schedule. I could probably see 13, 14 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at their schedule.
You could put a dub to that Pittsburgh game. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, Tree ain't got no confidence in these Steelers no more. He's like, these motherfuckers. I mean, days of our Steelers lives?
No, it's not days of our Steelers. This ain't days of our Steelers. No drama. We're good. For now.
Arizona, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Houston, Washington, Indy, Green Bay, Tennessee, New York Giants, Chicago, Dallas again, Saints.
Man, that is a
Giants.
weak-ass schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
easy schedule in football, I think.
It looks pretty soft. I could even see 14 out of that.
They're going to have.
I saw Green Bay was on there. The rest
they can take Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm not even sure Green Bay's a loss for that. I'm not.
That's crazy.
I'm never going to call 17-0, but it's
they won't go on. They likely will not go undefeated, but they are.
They'll be favored in most of these.
Yeah, they're the front runner in the league, and the problem with being a front runner in the league right now is those teams tend to fall apart in the postseason. Because the postseason is, a lot of teams in the postseason, they've already went through that period where there's the fall and you have to get, you get kind of regrounded in your team's, just kind of perspective of preparation and things like that. Because look, when you're winning consistently, like when you're on a winning streak, Practices are easy as shit. You don't do as much in practices. You don't do as much. You allow some of your deficiencies to go unaddressed because you're winning. You may bring, you don't address them the way they need to be addressed until it gets exposed. And a lot of times that team that's winning with 13, 14 wins, their deficiencies have not been addressed. And the first team you play in the playoffs usually is a team you have not played against at all. And you don't really have a lot of film on. And that team might attack you in a way you haven't been attacked yet. And it exposes your deficiencies. And that's why you see those teams lose those games. So, we'll see how it plays out. But let's move on. Next game here, Tennessee at Washington. Washington is a whole an abyss.
Carson
Of just,
they are trash.
Carson Wentz
Ron
playing. I'm
Rivera
going with the other
about to
team.
get fired.
Whoever it is.
it don't even matter.
Yeah, I'm going with the other guy.
Ron Rivera, but look, do you put this on Ron Rivera though?
I think it's
He's supposed to be a
combo.
Was it his decision to bring in Wentz? Del Rio's the defense coordinator. He's a proven defense coordinator. So he has. You can blame him for the defense's woes if you want to, because they don't look good.
Doesn't Rivera have final say on personnel decisions?
Ooh, I don't know. Does he?
Because I want to say he's like a Mike Shanahan type there.
I mean, I could see him having that kind of power because he's a head coach who has that kind of rapport within the league. So I could see that being something that's given to him. Washington is such a bad situation. Like they're worse overall than Jacksonville was when they had Urban Meyer as far as the state of the franchise.
Yeah, whatever you think they should do, they'll probably just do the opposite.
Exactly.
They should throw Jamin Davis under the bus more. That's totally working wonders.
I think Tennessee is found a little spark. I think, King Henry they're feeding him the ball a little bit more, getting him the ball in the passing game too, that's dangerous. Having him running with a full head of steam after he catches the ball on the swing route, shit.
Right, have that man out in the open field, shit.
And one guy in the open field looking at him, trying to break down to make the tackle. Like,
trying to make that business decision. Nope. Hammy. Nope. Ain't got it.
Yeah,
Ain't got it.
You got to make a business decision on that because, man, you playing with your life right now. But I think we're consensus in Titans should win this game.
I think they're going to do their best to blow the game, but I think just like Indy, they'll find a way to somehow win it.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, let's keep moving here. NFC games. New York at Green Bay. Both these teams are 3-1.
Does not feel like it.
It don't feel like it for either one, if I'm being honest. I feel like Green Bay does not look. They don't look efficient on offense like they usually do during the season. New York, they're just finding the ugliest ways to win games. It's not you haven't seen a dominating performance out of anybody on both these teams as far as I'm concerned. But
Jones is going to play.
Here, Green Bay's struggling against the run, and Saquon's having a reemergence big time.
Saquon, that's what they've leaned on. Yeah, they've leaned
really
on their
happy
running
for
game.
him.
Yeah, likewise. He's going to need to have another monster game.
Yeah, and I think, Green Bay's got a good defense right now, right? They've got a pretty good defense.
Not against the run.
Not against the run? Okay.
If it's healthy.
But you got to threaten the pass to get the run going.
True. You're going to be seeing 8 and 9 man boxes.
Yeah,
no threat of throwing the ball downfield.
But maybe that opens up the pass. Maybe this is the game that Daniel Jones. But they still don't have any receivers. It's like, come on,
Yeah. But neither does New York, right?
True.
No, I'm talking about New York. Not having any
You're right.
I feel like this is a game that New York loses in an agonizing fashion. So I'm gonna take Green Bay.
I'm taking Green Bay just because they have Aaron Rodgers and New York doesn't.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that is and this is I mean, look, Saquon is number 1 in the league in rushing right now. 463 yards over Nick Chubb, over Miles Sanders on a team that doesn't have the same talent as those teams. I feel like teams that win ugly usually consistently win because they fight and claw. And a perfect example of that is, 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, who was our quarterback again?
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson. Brad Johnson is the default character on the video game. He is
He's
just
an
the
NPC.
average Joe, the NPC. You know what I mean? Like, this was a guy who was not a great passer by any sorts, but he just managed the game. And they won ugly, and they won. And that Bucs team, because of the way their defense played, they won a lot of games that didn't look like, or you wouldn't think they would win by the way the games played out. But I mean, y'all go in Green Bay. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to say New York. I think New York steals the game late because Green Bay, in my opinion, their wide receivers are untrustworthy. They dropped what? One of them dropped a touchdown in the end zone, landing.
It was a land, though. My main issue is Aaron Rodgers has been really erratic with his throws. Like, he's either throwing it to nowhere, he's miscommunicating with his receivers, he's overthrowing his targets. So that's my concern with Green Bay.
I don't think they have like the trust between him and all those guys.
Yeah, the unit doesn't have the chemistry. Their unit doesn't have chemistry.
He still thinks he's still throwing to Devontae Adams.
Right. If you zig and I think you're going to zag, I mean, I'm going to look like a fucking idiot because there's no one within 20 yards of the ball. Yeah. And now it's in the back of my head, every throw.
Yeah. So we got 3-1 Packers on that. I'm going with New York. I think they pull the upset out. It's going to, that'll be headlines. Let's keep moving here. Next game, Bears at Minnesota. I don't think the Bears got a chance in hell of winning this one.
The Bears suck, man.
I don't think they got a chance in hell.
Even the Vikings' bad defense, I do not trust the Bears unless they win ugly.
Yeah.
Which I'm.
Yeah, and they're not even good at winning ugly. They're just ugly.
Unless there's a major monsoon in Minnesota,
I was gonna say, if there's like
I don't think there's going to be a chance.
If there's 100-year blizzard, maybe. But
yeah,
and the roof collapses like.
But now they're inside. So fuck.
The roof collapses mid-play. Now that you know what I mean. Like,
conditions are perfect.
So yeah, I think we all agree they're not. I mean, I can't say this enough. I thought that this Justin Fields pick was going to change this franchise because now you have a quarterback who's a top prospect, which would mean you want to build around them. These motherfuckers ain't done nothing to build around this cat. Not nothing. They actually subtracted. It's
Mitch Trubisky 2.0. I mean, they've made the same mistakes. They made the same desperate move to trade up to do it. It's backfiring in the same ways, and they've given him absolutely no insulation like they did for Trubisky. They're trying to force him into a different set than his strength suggests he should play.
They're not even running an offense.
That's the thing. Like his comp is Kyler Murray. Use him like Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he's a guy you need to have him. You need to have a set of plays that take advantage of his mobility. He should be thinking, or the philosophy should be, West Coast offense with a little bit of that of the quarterback extending the plays on a semi usual basis, and they're not doing nothing like that. So they're dead. They're dead in the water. Next game. Ooh. Seattle at New Orleans.
Ooh.
Geno Smith,
Jameis
best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who won that trade?
Rating this week.
Mm-hmm. Who won the trade?
Oh,
Trying to do your victory lap already?
Clearly, Seattle won that trade. I mean, and look, I mean, I still am not totally convinced that Geno Smith is going to play like that, consistent with any consistency the way he did last week. He's been playing good the whole season, but last week was something else. This cat was just he looked like Aaron Rodgers. He was just launching that shit. I like what he's doing. I think it continues this week though against the Saints. The Saints are in disarray, injuries. It's just like the collapse after, the Sean Payton era. That was you can see that Sean Payton his IQ for football is what held that franchise together. The glue that kept them competitive. And they don't have that anymore, and it is evident. It is clear as day they don't have that anymore.
That thing was over Drew Brees last year or two when he could barely throw the ball 15 yards.
2020 was
and they still got to the playoffs. They still were somehow he still was able to manage that team.
Brees was playing with a collapsed lung and a bunch of broken ribs.
Yeah. Drew Brees was. He was a tough motherfucker, man. Tough dude. But I think Seattle goes in. And New Orleans is no easy place to play. I played there before. We thought we were going to win that game. We went in there. Second play of the game, we got an 80-yard touchdown. We was like, oh yeah, we about to blow these bums. They ain't score again, cuz. And their crowd was, it was loud as shit in there.
That place. I think it's the loudest, but also I played for the rival.
Yeah.
So we got there.
You got the special
most
level of loud.
Rambunctious, most drunk.
They loud.
All the above.
Oh yeah, and this reminds me on my fantasy team, I need to get him the fuck out. Like I forgot to take him out last week. That cost me dearly.
That's why I don't play fantasy because I kept
always forget
to put people. Yeah, and then I'd get mad because I lost to like some bum that talks shit. And
then they want to talk shit after they win.
Mm-hmm.
It's always
when they had two more players actually playing on their team than mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Like, I still think you should be able to sub. If your guy gets hurt mid-game, you should be able to sub somebody. They don't make you play with 10 guys. This ain't soccer.
Yeah, that's true. But that's why you got to draft healthy people. Like, come on.
They're all healthy when I drafted them.
To get hurt. Yeah.
I drafted healthy people.
Got
unhealthy.
Gotta get them on that durability. You know what I'm saying? Durability rating.
All right, so I'm going Seattle because they got momentum right now.
Here.
They got momentum.
Is Andy Dalton getting the start?
Oh yeah, Andy Dalton is playing for these cats. Oh
yeah, it's
definitely Seahawks.
I'm saying Seattle too.
Dalton looked good though in London. He looked like the rifle still got some bullets in it. That's all I gotta say.
Things.
Some
extra tea and crumpets.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say one thing real quick. Can anyone mention how impressive it was for Will Lutz to double doink from 60 yards out?
Oh my God.
That was incredible accuracy.
That was a crazy kick.
He almost had 2 60-yarders back to back to tie and win the game.
Yeah, he was on it, man. That's how kicking is tough, man. I don't
remember when a 50-yard kick was like
50-yarder used to be hard.
Yeah, that used to be like impossible. Now it's like routine. Chris Boswell just set like the Acrisure field record for like a 60-yard field goal and nobody batting an eyelash.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. No one
acting like that
hits
is normal.
No one ever hits longer than 50 at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And now
Lane Kiffin would be called the genius for trying a 72-yard field goals these days.
We got the wind. He can do it.
Someone's gonna hit one. Someone's gonna hit from 70 soon.
Nah, man. Nah. I just
70 with the wind. With the wind, that can happen.
Maybe. It has to. It has to
100-meter
be a mile
dash. You
high.
don't get an asterisk for wind.
Listen, man, I've done more. I know more about field goals than anybody. It's actually possible to hit a 93-yarder. Like, really?
What?
Someone could hit a 93-yarder, but it has to be
on the.
He would have to be running from 5 yards out.
Listen, it has to be in Peru at a stadium that's 14,000 feet above sea level. There has to be a 10-mile-an-hour tailwind, and it's got to be like destroying or somebody that can just run up to the ball. In a game, it's going to be – I think Justin Tucker might have the record for all. I really do believe that because they just don't attempt field goals that long. Like
No.
it's just not
Yeah.
smart.
It has to be a
do that
perfect
unless
storm.
it's- Right, unless you're just absolutely desperate and there's 1 second left on the clock and the only thing you can do is attempt a 68-yarder. Even then, the odds are just because the farther away you get from the field goals, your accuracy continues
That
to
too.
shrink. So like a millimeter on the ball at 68 yards is 20 feet. You know, like it just to me, like until like the world's best athletes become kickers or some shit like that, like it's not gonna happen. Like it's just I don't know. It'll probably happen someday. But to me, just statistically, they just don't attempt 70-yarders for fun. Like it's just not. Like,
yeah, that was
unless it's
and what?
Janikowski tried the one.
That was
in Detroit.
literally like
It was in a
last
dome.
second. No,
And it hit the crossbar.
option.
yeah,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and you got to have the most clutch kicker too. Like just-
yeah. You gotta have the best.
even in the
Your
last,
fucking
even if
butt's
it's
gonna
the
be that
last,
tight.
right? Because like the other thing is like you ever try to like if you ever try to do something hard, right?
Right.
Your form goes. The first thing that goes is your form.
Your form.
You
yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
you
I
try
always
to
do this to
baseball.
golf.
Smooth. It has to be a
Yeah.
smooth motion to keep your form because
Yeah.
when those muscles tense up to kick it and you're
Mhm.
trying to over kick it,
Yep.
it's damn near like you're just gonna flatline it. You're gonna kick
Yeah.
that mug and it's just gonna flatline out.
When I'm trying
Yeah,
to
so
bomb,
what's possible is different than what can be done. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
they're
with
not the same.
you. I'm with
because
you.
And
somebody-
look, and 5 points. Hey, he does his research on this shit, y'all.
Yeah.
This is what his videos break down. So much nuance in these in how these kind of plays come together. How stadiums how stadiums have an effect on players and play. Like go check his
so when
videos out if you haven't checked them out.
Janikowski, when he attempted the 76-yard, didn't even get to the goal line. It
No.
got to like the 5.
That's what got Lane Kiffin
So-
fired.
Yeah. I mean, it was a joke. Like that's what happens, man. Like if you can't do it relaxed, then you're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I try to bomb my driver, I
Yep.
guarantee I'm either
Yeah.
missing the ball or it's going like right in the fucking woods.
You're putting it into somebody's car. That's what's happening.
And I hurt myself.
Yeah.
Man.
It's the same principle, you know.
Yeah. All right, next get. Oh, whoa. So are we consensus on Seattle here or what?
Oh yeah,
Seattle.
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm feeling
All right.
Seattle, dog.
Cool. Next up, Atlanta coming off a pretty big win. Going into Tampa to play the Bucks. The Bucks are, these are 2-2 teams, but I mean, they're not necessarily on the same paths. I mean, maybe Tampa Bay has some key players coming back this week. I think did Godwin come back last week?
So I feel like he did.
Yeah, I feel like he
didn't
did,
do
but he
much.
wasn't like a huge factor in the game.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think he did very much. Obviously,
Um,
Evans is back.
Yeah,
played pretty
divisional
well.
game here. Atlanta in Tampa. A win like what the Bucks had. I mean, I'm sorry, not the Bucks. What the Falcons had, last week, pulling out that win. I mean, it's
Yeah, the
not.
fluke.
It's I mean, they beat Cleveland. It was a good win for the franchise. I mean, finally, kind of like pulling one out. Close game, but I don't know. I mean, I know the Bucks are struggling a little bit this year. But
No Cordell Patterson.
Yeah,
No, he's on
Cordell.
IR.
Cordell
he's
Patterson.
officially listed as a running back now.
Ooh. I don't know, man. I think
Old school
the teams. I think it's not a sure. I mean, Tampa just isn't the same as they were 2 years ago for me. Tom Brady looked
but I think,
mortal as fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Their running game is still solid. Their defense is still good, which is gonna, their defense is really the brightest spot on the team.
Well, so
Offensive line is
I
struggling.
think. Offensive line has
Yeah.
been not good.
dude,
struggling.
it's been a mess.
Doo-doo.
Yeah. I think that is something that without having a mobile quarterback, Atlanta's defensive front is going to try to take advantage of that. I guess at the end of the day,
Tom is the antithesis of a mobile quarterback.
yeah.
But hey,
at the end of the day,
he'll
I
scramble
mean-
and get like 12 every now and then.
Have y'all had
I
any
mean,
interactions with
everybody's
Brady?
20 yards down the field.
Did y'all have any interactions with Brady at all? Like or did y'all just see him and be like, "Oh, that's Tom Brady"? Like,
We
No, I
had a
didn't have
joint
no
practice
interactions
with
with
them one year, but it was
and
like
he was probably trying to ask you questions to figure out what your weakness was.
there was like an aura around him you couldn't penetrate.
Really? He
Yeah, you
he
probably
seems
couldn't,
like
yeah.
bigger than life, or like.
Fuck, is that really him? It's much better looking in person.
Yeah.
I'm scared to talk to him.
Is Giselle around? What?
I mean, I played against the Patriots 2 or 3 times. I never once talked to him, but I did talk. I had a couple of teammates who played in New England, so from college teammates. So
I guess if
Bob
you're not on the defense, like there's not much of a
Yeah.
chance for y'all to like interact with him at all.
yeah, like usually after games, like I'm talking to some of the D linemen, the linebackers.
Yeah,
they come
people
up
you
and say
battled
stuff.
with. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, I got you.
Don't really, yeah,
Right.
yeah, don't really see the offensive players like that. So,
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't
if
know,
they
man.
went to
For this
school
game
with you.
though, I'm gonna go with Atlanta on this one. I think Atlanta's gonna pull the upset.
Wow.
I think
Upset
Atlanta's gonna
alert.
pull the upset.
Man, that's two upsets this week.
Alert.
I
upsets.
can't join you.
You bitch! I did it for you.
I can't do it.
I'm going with the Falcons.
I think the Bucks know they need to right the ship and fast. And I'm just not willing
Atlanta's
to
the
bet
team to
against.
do it against.
Yeah,
Atlanta's
I'm
who
not
you
willing to
wanna
bet
do it
against Tom when he knows he needs to
Yeah.
get this
He's like
thing going.
a cat that's cornered, He not gonna.
Tom
let you get away
got
with it.
shit going on. Tom got to worry about.
Nah,
his-
he's free, baby.
his life.
He's free.
Yeah, he up late
Hey,
now studying
can-
the playbook. He's
I
like,
can
dude,
be up late. I don't gotta go home.
Tom Brady is about to go on his post-divorce arc where he goes on the rebound, gets like 500 yards passing with 5 TDs.
Oh,
I don't gotta go home now. I can just stay up here all the time.
He's like,
I mean, y'all-
I drank milk
I'm
in the
starting to-
bathroom and I left the toilet seat.
You know what I
up.
mean? He
don't
said,
give a
"Shit,
fuck."
I'm setting a bed up in the locker room, y'all."
I was
Yeah.
able to stretch in the bedroom too.
Oh,
I didn't have to
Got
wait
my
for Giselle
divorce
to get
attorney.
up.
Yep, got my shit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he is a little bit more free now, huh? Don't got to worry.
Nah,
about
they've been living in separate houses, man. That shit's been over for a while.
Oh, they've been living in separate houses.
Oh yeah, you know that?
I think
I
like
didn't know that.
the uber wealthy, that's common.
Yeah.
You're like, look, we married, but I don't really want to see you that much.
Like if you have interests, in one state, and I have interests in another country, maybe. I mean, I don't know how they make it work, but people, rich motherfuckers do that shit.
Rich motherfuckers. Yeah, there's a difference between having money and being rich. You can have money, but it's different being rich.
Money ain't an object. If
All
you're
right,
rich.
so 3-1. You guys going with the Bucks. I'm going with the Falcons. Next game up here, San Fran in Carolina.
God, we don't even need to discuss this bullshit right here.
San Fran about to beat
We
the
need to
shit
just
out
skip
these
that shit.
bums.
Yeah. Baker's already
Carolina.
turning on the fans. Fans are turning
This
on
next one
Baker.
is intriguing, though.
I expected Baker to do a lot better than this. What happened?
I did too. I did expect him to
They
look.
broke him.
How, Sway?
I expected him
he's-
to. I expected him to start looking good at the beginning.
Like
and
he's
then to
turning
slowly-
into
no.
what I expected him to be out of college.
Yeah,
I'm not sure anybody could have done anything with what he walked into. I mean, Joe Montana.
I didn't expect him. I didn't expect him to be a great quarterback coming out of
fucking idiot.
Oklahoma. Because generally quarterbacks coming out of Oklahoma don't do shit in the NFL. But
Jalen Hurts, though.
Jalen Hurts is proven to be the exception to
He's
that.
an
That's
Alabama quarterback.
Alabama.
He's a double cursed.
Oklahoma
double
by way
cursed.
of Alabama.
Yeah.
But Yeah, it's been it's I mean, the writing has been on the wall, but now it's like signed, sealed, delivered. Like, bro, you're done.
Bro.
Carolina's gonna get their ass kicked.
There's no real. The thing with colleges though, there's no real quarterback you though. Like every school that has had a quarterback has had some ass quarterbacks. You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, Notre Dame maybe.
Oh, Notre
But they've
Dame hasn't
had-
had
I
a good
mean,
quarterback since
Ian Book.
Montana. Get
Yeah,
out.
I
Yeah.
was like, they haven't had
Pitt-
anyone.
Yeah, they haven't. They sure
Pitt had
haven't.
Ian
Danny
Book,
Marino.
Deshaun Kaiser, Jimmy Clausen,
Brady
Jack
Quinn.
Cohen.
Yeah, no,
and
there's
Brady
no
Quinn.
real.
Like they haven't had a good quarterback since Montana.
Yeah, USC
Like
has had
Rick Myra.
ass
Oh, I'm
quarterback.
jumping in my boots for Rick Myra.
Yeah. USC
Great.
has like the most NFL ready quarterbacks, and they all are trash when they get to the NFL.
Maybe
Matt
Michigan.
Barkley,
Who's Michigan?
just 'cause of
Michigan
Tom
has
Brady.
Tom Brady,
Henson, Drew
I mean,
Henson,
Drew Henson,
Chad Henne, solid,
Chad Henne.
not great, but
Yeah,
you
no
know,
one's
solid.
I mean,
like,
it's hard to have one school consistently produce decent quarterbacks. Like they all gonna have their one, because good
Yeah.
Hall of Fame quarterbacks are hard to find.
Yeah,
They just
they don't
fall
grow
out
on
of
trees,
trees.
and they don't want to go to school together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Tom
don't
Brady
know this
sat
thing
behind
through.
Drew Henson, so like, that's crazy that he did.
Maybe.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm really.
But this
struggling.
Cowboys game intrigues me. I don't know who's.
Yeah, let's
what.
go ahead and jump into that. Next game up, Cowboys at Los Angeles. Oh man, this is an intriguing matchup. But I think I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I think they kind of got the edge here. And I think if you look at the Rams, they're struggling on offense. Matthew Stafford does not look very good right now.
The O line is.
The
boo-boo.
O-line is
They
just,
both kiss.
yeah, they're garbage, and that's
Garbage
affecting their
out.
defense. That's affecting their defense now.
Yeah.
The offense is affecting their defense because now the defense is out there for extended periods. How many more plays is their defense getting in the offense, especially last week?
Yeah.
All I know is I don't know what kind of deed Allen Robinson did, but the only players they're throwing to are Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee. I think they got 36 of the 47 targets that are the 50-some targets that Stafford threw.
And Allen Robinson is a top tier receiver. Get him the ball and he'll catch it. Well,
Yeah,
not
but
usually.
maybe
he did have a drop.
there's always a reason why guys aren't getting thrown to, and it's because they're probably not open or whatever the play. If the line's getting rushed and Stafford has to check down or get rid of it faster, I don't know, man. Like if a guy's open, like you're gonna find him. You're the quarterback.
I mean, I thought that offense
don't
was going
want
to be
to lose.
like. I thought this was going to be an elite level offense this year because Allen Robinson was like a big play wideout that they added. That
Yeah.
I mean, and the dude is reliable. The majority of the times, reliable receiver. You can send him deep. He's a jump ball guy too. I mean, and he got drafted coming.
Listen, man.
drafted to Jacksonville.
Everywhere Deshaun Jackson went when he was decent, he always got the ball at least one play. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he would get
Hey,
open.
We're gonna take a chance.
Yeah.
Just run as far
Fuck
as you can, as fast as you can. Look up.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Look.
D-Jack's down there somewhere. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'll sit back here and just air that bitch out. And 7 out of 10 times he was coming down with it.
Yep.
Just because he could outrun everybody.
Good odds right there. 7 out of 10. Shit. I don't know. I think I like the Cowboys in this game. I'll just be honest.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Cowboys too. I think they got the momentum.
Hey, y'all are coming around.
Yeah.
Man.
Only because we have it.
Yeah.
I hate
Only
to say
'cause
it,
we
but
have to.
I'm saying Cowboys.
Yeah. Cooper Rush don't make any mistakes. He just don't. Like he doesn't put the ball at risk. Like if it's not there, he just tucks it. He's like, fuck it, you know. And plus, the line's blocking well enough for him that he has time to go make the smart throw. So I mean,
definitely.
We're doing just
the
enough
team
on
might
offense.
the team might decline when Dak comes back because Dak takes risks. He thinks he's playing hero ball out there. You know.
Hey, he's got to get those Dasani yogurt commercials somehow, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Chobani. Sorry.
Chobani. Yes.
I mean, look, I said it once. I'll say it again. I think they're a better team without Dak.
Oh,
That's a take, sir.
I think they're a better team without. I mean, what evidence do we have that they aren't?
I mean, they won 12 games last year when they missed the playoffs without.
Yeah,
him,
with the weakest damn schedule in the league.
Yeah, they had a weak ass schedule, but still,
you got to play who they put in front of you. But
I mean, when he broke his leg in 8 pieces, like they were trash.
They weren't even playing well before that. So
I mean,
that's why
they had to pay him.
That's true. Dak did look bad in that week 1, but I mean, that was a.
I mean, it's the Bucs defense though. They look strong.
I mean, but also, let's look at the last big game before that, the playoff game against the Niners. He didn't look very good in that game either. I think that Dak Prescott is he is a overrated quarterback because he's in Dallas. I think he is I think he's an above average. I think he's an above average quarterback who, with the right people around him, he can look like a star quarterback.
So you're saying he's Tony Romo? That's what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. He is just Tony Romo, but faster.
But
and I mean, look, Tony Romo had a whole lot of 8-8 seasons.
Yeah, he did have a 13-win season though, and then they went to Cabo.
Hey, you know what I mean? He got his 100 milli, he got his 100 mil when he got his 13 wins, and then next thing you know, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8.
Honestly, he's had a better career broadcasting than he did on the field. He's making more money.
Oh yeah, he's a great broadcaster.
Did you see that when Rodgers was like, "Snap the fucking ball," and Tony Romo was like, "I heard him say something," like he was totally just being facetious about it and just being like, "Oh, that didn't." He sounded like there was urgency there. Like, fuck you, Tony. You know what he said.
Yeah.
Well, he can't say it out loud. It's FCC regulations.
Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah. That shit was clear as day. Fucking Aaron Rodgers was like, "Snap the fucking ball."
Yeah.
Just like Matt Ryan, get fucking set.
I think he wants to get set.
Oh man. All right. So last game up here. And I mean, I think we're pretty much all gonna have consensus on this.
Yeah,
Eagles at Arizona.
Down.
Eagles should fucking rock these bums.
Yeah.
Arizona is just that franchise is just they don't know what they're doing.
Man, we're gonna have to put up with the Eagles being 5-0. God damn it. What kind of world are we living in?
Yeah.
No.
Over here praying that we can get the wild card.
Yeah. I mean, same with the Giants. Like the Giants might be able to bullshit themselves into a wild card, you know. If they beat the Packers, then
three from the NFC East getting in.
It's possible.
Like 2 years ago, we were the worst division of football.
Yeah. I don't think the Giants do it, but you know, like
I'm not.
Crazier things have happened, you know.
All right, so those are our picks for the week. We got them all locked in, so I'll be able to check up on those after this week's games. Real quick, before we get up out of here, let's take a quick look at our fantasy football rankings. I'm pretty sure my ass is at the bottom of this league.
Do we have to?
So let's see here. Let me pull up our standings. Full stand. Oh, I am at the bottom. Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Full standings. All right. Let's see here. 50 Shades of Trey, 3-1 on the East Division. AC Reapers out here doing his thing. Okay. In the West, leading it off there. Bishop Sycamore Phonies are at the bottom of the East.
That should be
looking
Tree's
like
team.
some phonies. 5% chance of making it into the playoffs.
Lord.
Oof. We're going to rise like the Phoenix, though. Don't worry.
There you go.
Make my adjustments. From the ashes, I will make my adjustments. Old Valeria. I like that one. All right. So these are our rankings. I tried to get our guy Dave Richard to come on today. Today was apparently his busy day. So I'll give him a pass on that. But we'll get a picks update from him as soon as we can.
Yes,
It's just
I need some help.
we need some help here. We need some help, Dave. We need some help. God damn it!
Man, them
Jazz-
fantasy gurus, man, they just know their shit, man. They know,
Yeah,
they
they do.
know. Especially them the people that play in the FanDuel and shit. Like,
Mhm.
there's that one dude that is like makes like $1 million a year off that shit. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like he could study index funds, but he's like, fuck that shit. I'll study the NFL, bitches. That's right.
Kyle Donovan, $5 super chat. The Jags need to win. Do it for Tony. First Jaguar in the Hall of Fame. Win it for Tony. I appreciate that. I don't think it's not like he's dead. But I get where you're coming from there, Kyle. Appreciate the super chat. So this is our fantasy grouping. As you guys can see, hopefully, I can get my team right. We get things turned around, but we'll see. We'll see. But that is going to be it for Lineman Life Live here tonight, folks. Appreciate y'all for being in here with us. Again, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already done so. If it's your first time on the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you get notified when we drop videos during the week. But we are out of here. We will see you guys next week. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening. And we will catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
Flip it.